My mother was born in eastern Oklahoma. It had been Indian territory until just a few years earlier when it had become a state. My daddy always said he fell head over heels in love with my mother the first time he saw her. My Aunt B has walked by that picture at least 1,000 times, remarked that her father, my papa, had high cheekbones like all of the Indians do, because that's how she saw it. And she said, and your mother got those same great cheekbones, and I didn't. But my daddy's parents, the Herrings, were bitterly opposed to their marrying because my mother's family, the Reeds, was part Native American. This sort of discrimination was common at the time. So when my mama was 19 and my daddy was 20, they eloped. And together they built a family, my 3 older brothers and me. But my background played no role in my hiring.
Her name with respect to racial minority hirings? No, never.
We decided to hire her because she was the best there was on the market.
She was a trailblazer.
That's nonsense.
Hi, this is Elizabeth Warren. Is Dr. Bustamante in, please? What do the facts say?
The facts suggest that you
absolutely have a Native American ancestor in your pedigree.
I'm not enrolled in a tribe, and only tribes determine tribal citizenship. I understand and respect that distinction, but my family history is my family history.
Right? I get it. You wanted an Indian woman, but Elizabeth Warren failed her DNA test.
Senator Elizabeth Warren takes a DNA test to establish her Native American heritage. She had claimed that status as a law professor, and President Trump had called her on it. So she takes the test. The result? Most white Americans have more Native American blood than Senator Warren.
So her Native American ancestry may date back 6 to 10 generations. She's potentially 1/1000th and 24th Indian, which is 0.09%. Using such standards, I'm Asian, which is why I can't get into Harvard.
Are there any more documents or any more forms like this out there that you have listed yourself as that could come out?
Look, this is who I grew up believing with my brothers. This is our family story. And it's all consistent from that point in time. But as I said, it's important to note I'm not a tribal citizen, and I should have been more mindful of the distinction with tribal citizenship and tribal sovereignty. And that is why I apologize to Chief Baker and why I've made a very public apology about this.
Could there be other documents like this?
I'm sorry?
Could there be other documents out there with you self-identifying as American Indian?
So all I know is during this time period, this is consistent with what I did because it was based on my understanding from my family's stories. But family stories are not the same as tribal citizenship, and this is why I have apologized both to Chief Baker, who was very gracious about it, and have apologized publicly.
This most recent incident.
My apology is an apology for not having been more sensitive about tribal citizenship and tribal sovereignty. I really want to underline the point. Tribes and only tribes determine tribal citizenship. It is an issue of tribal sovereignty.
How do you think voters will